What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here, and in this one we got some big recruiting news as Alabama is starting to flip one of Michigan's highest ranked commits. Plus we got an update on Graceson Littleton, Michigan's secondary class right now. Also the latest on Andrew Olesh, as Oregon has been pushing for him, as well as Jacob Washington. And we also give the latest on the Michigan's pursuit of Bryce Underwood, as a Michigan staffer is now a coach for Belleville for the playoffs right now, which could help Michigan's chances in landing Bryce Underwood. And we go over a couple of Michigan players who performed at a high level this past weekend, including a defensive player who was graded as the third highest grade at his position this past weekend. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and start this video with some recruiting updates for Michigan, and we got some interesting news here. Not necessarily good news for Michigan either, and we'll first start with the 4-star top 100 safety commit Ivan Taylor, as obviously there's been teams going after him like Alabama, and Alabama has gotten multiple predictions going in their favor to flip Ivan Taylor from Michigan, including on 3 predictions from Steve Wiltfong and E.G. Holland, and also crystal ball predictions from Sam Webb and Tom Loy, and also an Alabama insider. So not good news right there for Michigan. Now they still do have Kinoa Winston, who is the other 4-star safety committed to Michigan. Now he was a top 100 commit. He isn't anymore, but he's still ranked 121st nationally on 24/7 sports rankings. And Michigan, they obviously gotten predictions put in to flip the 4-star safety and defensive back Elijah Dotson, who is currently right now a Pittsburgh commit, but he does go to Belleville High School. So Michigan has been picking up a lot of steam in that recruitment, so that is definitely helpful for them. And they also still are or have a chance at going and getting the current Colorado safety commit Alex Graham, who is a 4-star in-state prospect. So Michigan should be fine at safety in the 2025 class, despite potentially losing Ivan Taylor, but it's obviously a big hit for Michigan. He was previously committed to Notre Dame, flipped it to Michigan, and now potentially flipping it to Alabama. And then also real quick here, we talked about how Michigan had the edge going into this weekend for the 2025 4-star top 100 cornerback Graceson Littleton. However, I did mention how Texas was also a threat, and they got him on campus for a visit, and now Texas has 3 crystal ball predictions going in their favor coming out of the visit, and it comes just after last weekend when Michigan got 2 crystal ball predictions from Sam Webb and Steve Lorenz of the Michigan Insider. So it does appear that this one's starting to trend more towards Texas, but we'll see what happens. Michigan obviously flipped the top 100 cornerback Shamari Earls from Georgia. That was absolutely huge. They still do have the 4-star cornerback Jaden Sanders committed as well. So the secondary class is still very stacked, but Michigan looking to add onto it more. Also wanted to give an update on the 2025 4-star top 100 tight end Michigan commit Andrew Olesh, as he was recently seen wearing a Oregon towel during his game on Thursday night last week, and he has taken visits to Alabama and in Oregon as well as Penn State, also set to take a trip to Notre Dame. So Oregon definitely a threat there. Now Oregon did just land a 4-star tight end, which might help Michigan's chances of keeping Andrew Olesh. But as far as his commitment status, Olesh did tell E.G. Holland of the Wolverine that just to clear things up, I'm still locked in with Michigan. He said, I'm still taking these other visits to make sure Michigan is a spot for me. When I originally committed to Michigan, I didn't have the opportunity to look at Oregon or Notre Dame. I'm soaking it all in right now. And he said, we have a little less than a month until signing day, so I'm just making sure Michigan is the right spot. So that's a big recruitment Michigan trying to keep in the 2025 class. Obviously Michigan's tight end room is very talented. They got a lot of talent in that room, and tight end recruiting has been really good for Michigan recently. I mean, the past classes, they have landed some very good tight ends. And obviously Colson Loveland's production this season only helps with players like Andrew Olesh. Now another guy to keep an eye on is the Michigan wide receiver commit Jacob Washington, the 4-star 6'3" wide receiver. There's schools like Missouri going after him right now, and he did just take a visit to Missouri this past weekend. Georgia Tech also has continued to recruit him, but right now Michigan's still solid with him. Obviously Michigan did just land the huge wide receiver target out of Jamar Browder, who's going to be very good at Michigan. A very nice addition for Michigan and a position in need right now. So those are some recruiting updates right now. I also wanted to give an update on Michigan's pursuit of the 5-star quarterback #1 recruit in the 2025 class, Bryce Underwood. He obviously took a visit to LSU over the weekend, and Alabama absolutely beat them down. So I'm sure it doesn't affect his recruitment too much, but obviously always nice, for a top target to visit another school and see that team get beat down real bad. Now, we obviously know how much Michigan is willing to just go absolutely all in on Bryce Underwood, and obviously with, the quarterback problems this season, why wouldn't they? And, at first it started out as, the number of 5 million, then it went up to around 8 million, but now CBS Sports put out a report that Michigan, their NIL offer to Underwood is in the 8 figures, closer to 10 million. So there's already been, rumors come out and say that Michigan, they're not going to get outbid by LSU, and the donors who are putting this together have already said that they will not be outbid by LSU. Now it just falls down to whether or not Bryce Underwood wants to come to Michigan or not. But another thing that could help Michigan now is the former Michigan staffer Connor Stalions, known as the sign stealer for Michigan. He has taken a job at Belleville, and he has been hired as a postseason assistant at Belleville High School for the playoffs, where he'll be coaching for the team of Bryce Underwood. So you never know, maybe Stalions could help out Michigan and try to, convince him to come to Michigan. Obviously, I'm sure he'll be focused on leading Belleville to win a state title. But according to E.G. Holland of the Wolverine, he did say that he was told Underwood was a fan of Stalions prior to his arrival at Belleville already. And he also stated that, Stalions, he was an up-and-coming rising star on the recruiting trail while at Michigan. So you never know, that could help Michigan a little bit, but obviously the bigger thing is NIL. Michigan willing to give out a big amount in the 8-figure range to land Bryce Underwood. So that's the latest right there. Right now, Bryce Underwood still committed with LSU. So that's some recruiting news right there. And then I also wanted to mention Pro Football Focus ranking the highest graded cornerbacks in Week 11 at the Power 4 level. And Zeke Berry came in at number 3 with an 83.3 grade, which is actually absolutely insane, especially with a lot of people actually calling him out in the first half with his play, but he picked it up in the second half. And I tell you what, I mean, he's a guy that this defense needed to see step up, because Michigan, their cornerback depth is obviously not that great. They were without Will Johnson. Jair Hill, is still young and even got beat last game against Indiana. And Zeke Berry, I mean, yes, he can, play all over the field and in the secondary, but he mainly was playing at nickel for Michigan, and then Will Johnson gets hurt. Obviously Jair Hill got hurt, so he was a big factor last week or 2 weekends ago against Oregon, and he had to go on the outside and play cornerback away from his normal nickel spot. And to be the third highest graded cornerback at the Power 4 level after Week 11 is absolutely insane. So definitely big props to Zeke Berry. You can see a lot of these young players improving for Michigan. Cameron Brandt, safety Brandyn Hillman, TJ Guy, had a great game. Obviously, he's not, a younger player, but still, you're starting to see a lot of these players step up and improve throughout the season here on the defensive side. And then also wanted to mention Dominic Zavada being named the Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week for the 3rd time this season. He has been really a bright spot for Michigan this season. One of the best kickers in all of college football this season. So obviously had a great game against Indiana, knocked down some clutch field goals that Michigan definitely needed to stay in the game with the offense not really having any rhythm, not clicking, couldn't really score many touchdowns in that game. And Dominic Zavada and Michigan's defense really kept them in that game in the second half. So let me know what you guys think about that. But with that, that is going to wrap up this video. I did just make a Michigan basketball post-game video as well, so make sure to go ahead and check that out. But with that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to go ahead and drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more. If you are new around here, I greatly appreciate it. And we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.